We are meant to call from out of the past stories, strange and weird.
Tales of mystery and terror by radio's masters of the macabre.
Stories of the supernatural, the supernormal, dramatizing our fantasy, the mystery, the unknown. We tell you this frankly, so if you wish to avoid the excitement and tension of these imaginary plays, we urge you calmly and sincerely to turn off your radio now.
This is The Horror. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me this Saturday. We're going to hear from Dark Fantasy this week, an NBC series of 31 episodes that originally aired between November of 1941 and June of 1942. Our story today is from April 10th, 1942. It's titled The Edge of the Shadow.
Dark fantasy. The edge of the shadow.
Cal's bedded down for the night.
Yeah. Oh, Hank, come over here a minute, would you?
Sure. Something wrong?
Yeah. Cal here seems to have hurt herself. It's like a barbed wire cut.
Let's have a look. Yeah, you're right. Does look like barbed wire.
There's no barbed wire where this animal's been.
Only wire like that on your property, Mr. Fuller, is over south the road.
Yeah, that's right. This animal hasn't been in the south pastures for months. She's one of the animals I'm keeping up near the barn, grooming for the stock show next month.
Yeah, I know she is.
You haven't let her get out accidentally, have you, Hank?
Me? Why, no, Mr. Fuller.
You sure, Hank?
Yes, sir. You said you wanted all the animals you brought in off the range kept inside the wooden fences. You're the boss. I wouldn't let any of them near any barbed wire.
It's mighty funny. Can't figure out no other way she could have hurt her leg like that.
Me neither. It's pretty bad, too. Deep.
Yeah, it is. I'll never be able to show her with a leg like this.
Sure too bad, Mr. Fuller. She's a nice animal, too.
Yeah, one of the best. I was counting on her boosting my score at the show.
Say, you don't suppose McCard could have done it, do you?
McCard?
Sure. He's pretty hard hit for good show animals this year. Had to sell off quite a few to pay his mortgage and meet the taxes.
I know, but McHarg's always been a good friend of mine. He wouldn't do a thing like that.
Well, he might. If he thought it might help him at the stock show. Needs that prize money pretty bad.
But McHarg's a stock raiser from way back. He couldn't hurt a prize animal if he had to.
Funny thing what some men will do for money, Mr. Fuller.
Look, Hank, I won't have you talking like that.
Well, I was just saying that...
McHarg's a good friend of mine. I've done him several favors lately. He wouldn't repay me by injuring one of my animals.
Well, all I know is she couldn't have cut her leg like that around the corral. Looks to me like it was done purposely. Here, better clean out that cut and wrap it up.
Yeah. Fetch me that disinfectant, some of those clean rags from the chest, Hank.
Sure. Here's some right over here.
In the stall?
Yeah, here on this shelf.
What are they doing here?
Well, I don't know.
This bottle's always kept in the chest at the end of the barn. Marsh, have you been treating this animal?
No, I didn't know she was hurt till you told me.
Some other animal, then?
No, of course not. Didn't you inspect them all tonight?
Yeah, I did. This is the only cow that's hurt. But what's this disinfectant and these clean rags doing here?
Well, I just don't know, Mr. Fuller.
I put that bottle away myself last week. I treated a horse. I haven't used it since.
I haven't used it more than a month, I guess.
Somebody did injure this animal, then tried to treat it here in its stall. He must have been frightened away before he could use the medicine.
But who'd purposely cut its leg and then try to treat it?
I don't know.
No, neither do I.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
What's this? Look here.
What? It's a short length of barbed wire.
With blood on it.
Why, Ned, you're right.
It was hidden under the straw. I just happened to pick it up with my foot.
Must have been in that last load of straw we brought in. She must have laid down on it and cut her leg.
No, not that deep. Hank, there's been dirty work around here. Here, hold these rags. Fix up this leg.
Yeah, sure.
Now, easy now, girl. Yeah, just take it easy. Better stand back, Hank. She's liable to get a little excited when... Hank. What's the idea?
Don't move, Mr. Fuller.
That gun. Put it away, Hank.
Not on your life. Lucky for me, your foot didn't kick it up from the straw, too.
You did this.
I don't deny it. Yes, I injured the animal. I hid the barbed wire beneath the straw in this gun, too, to make it handy.
Hank.
And I put the disinfectant here in the stall, so you'd work on the cut. And I'd have you right here where I want you.
Hank, why?
Why? Why? You mean you don't know?
I certainly don't.
Because you won't give Martha what she wants.
Martha?
Your wife, Mrs. Fuller.
Won't give her what she wants.
Divorce.
Divorce?
Oh, stop your pretending.
Why, she's never asked me for a divorce.
She has a dozen times.
What makes you think so?
She told me.
Told you?
I told you to stop pretending. You know she wants to marry me.
What?
Don't act so amazed.
I am amazed. I'm glad to know about this.
You've known about it for a long time.
But I assure you that I haven't.
It's no good acting that way, Mr. Fuller. You've had a lot of fun, haven't you? Letting me go on like this, working for you for peanuts, calling you mister, doing all your dirty work around the farm.
You've been well paid. I've never asked you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself.
Well, I'm putting an end to all of it right now.
Hank, give me that gun.
Not on your life.
You can't shoot me in cold blood. They'll get you.
Not me. They'll never know.
When they find me with a bullet in me, Hank...
They'll never find a bullet in you. They'll never bother to look for one. Don't you remember this cow? Take a good look at her. You remember last fall when McCard's shotgun accidentally went off near her? How she almost trampled him to death?
Hank, no.
One shot, fella, through your heart. By the time that animal's hoofs have done their work...
No, Marsh, no.
They'll never recognize you when they pull you out of her stall.
You can't do that.
They'll never bother to look for a bullet.
Listen to me, Hank.
They'll think your gun went off accidentally, and the animal trampled you to death.
Give me that gun, Hank.
And the farm will be Martha's and mine.
Give it to me, Hank.
Keep back.
Give it to me.
Keep back, I say.
Take this. Oh!
Help me. My eyes. You've blinded me.
Take it easy, you yellow pup. Your eyes will be all right.
Water. Water, get me some water. My eyes are stinging.
They'll be all right. Come on with me.
I can't see.
Here, this way.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to take you to the well and bathe your eyes.
You're not going to kill me.
Careful. Here's the barn door.
I didn't know what I was doing, Mr. Fuller.
Easy now.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't want to kill you.
You only missed killing me by a hair's breadth.
Oh, I was out of my head. Oh, my eyes.
We'll talk about that later.
Where are we? Where are you taking me?
Over to the well.
Mr. Fuller, what in the name of heaven are you going to do to me?
I'm going to wash out your eyes. Come on now.
Yes. Water.
Easy now. No, don't rub them. Keep your hands away from your filthy face.
But I can't stand this pain.
You'll be all right in a minute.
I can't stand it. I tell you, I can't stand it.
Marsh.
Let go of me. You're taking me off to leave me someplace to die.
Stop it. Stop it.
Now you're trying to kill me.
No, I'm not trying to kill you.
You are. I know you are.
Don't be a fool.
I'm blind. Sure. Sure, this is your chance. Chance to get rid of me. Well, you're not going to do it.
Hank, for the love of heaven, listen to me.
No!
I'm only taking you to the well.
Throw me in, huh? You want to throw me in?
I want to wash out those eyes.
No. You don't care about me. All you want is a chance to do away with me.
No, you rat. I'm only trying to help you.
Let go my arm. Let go my arm.
No, you're staying with me.
I won't do it. I won't be led like an animal to the slaughter. Let go of me.
Stop it.
Let go of my arm.
We're almost to the well now.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
water will fix him up.
I'm not going near that well.
That disinfectant will burn those eye tissues if you don't get it washed out of them.
I won't. You're going to throw me in. I won't go near that well.
Hank.
I won't go near it. I won't go near it. You hear me? No.
Now, get up on your feet. Come over to the well and get your eyes washed out. Now keep your head.
My eyes.
Here now. You bend over this water trough. Come on, bend lower.
Mr. Fuller.
Come on now. Get plenty of this cold water into your eyes. That's like it. A little more. Here, use this cloth. Soak it with water.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Lucky that was just a mild disinfectant. Won't bother you any. I'll put that up to your eyes. That's it. Now, you open your eyes?
I don't know.
Well, try.
Yeah.
Feel better?
Uh-huh. Burn's easing up.
Yeah, let's see him. Yeah. He's just inflamed a little. That'll be all right. We go into the house and bathe him in warm water now.
You didn't have to help me.
Skip it. Come on.
Wait a minute. What's that noise?
The New York plane.
What's she so low for?
I don't know. She's too low.
What's wrong with her?
Good Lord. She's on fire.
On fire?
Yes. A mass of flames.
Fuller!
Falling.
Stephen.
Falling.
Stephen,
Falling.
wake up.
Falling. She exploded in midair. Now she's falling.
Stephen.
Martha.
Oh, heavens, Stephen, you've been having a nightmare.
I've been asleep.
You were screaming at the top of your lungs about something falling.
The plane.
Plane?
The night plane to New York.
What about it?
She was low. Too low. She was in flames. Exploded in midair.
Oh, you were dreaming. The plane did go over just as you began to scream in your sleep.
Oh, let's see the clock. Yes. She goes over at the same time each night.
And she was extra low tonight. The motors were awfully loud. Close.
Yes.
But there was no explosion.
A dream. It's so real.
Oh, you'd better go back to sleep, dear.
But that wasn't all of the dream.
Oh, you can tell me all about it in the morning,
Oh,
dear.
that wasn't all.
Stephen, where are you going?
To Hank's room.
Why?
Oh, where's that other slipper? Yeah. Here.
Stephen, what's wrong, dear?
That's what I want to know.
Stephen?
Hank. Hank, open up. Hank. He's not in here. The bed's not slept in.
Stephen, what in the world's wrong with you?
Hank's gone.
Gone? Why, he hasn't been in his bed.
No. Did he tell you he was going anyplace?
No.
That dream. It couldn't be true.
Was it about him?
Yeah. About him. We were together in the prize stock barn, bedding down the animals. One of the prize cows had cut her leg. We couldn't understand it because she hadn't been near any of the pastures with barbed wire. I was bringing Hank up here to bathe his eyes just as the plane was flying over. She was too low, and she caught fire. There was that awful explosion.
Oh, but it was all a dream.
Come on, we'll see.
Stephen.
I'm going out to the barn. Come along if you wish. Something tells me that it was more than just a dream.
Stephen, this is so foolish. I tell you, it was just a dream.
Here. Do you hold this lantern?
Oh, but you need your sleep, dear.
Get this door. I'll take it now.
All right.
Come on. Here's the stall. You bring the flashlight?
Here.
Here, take the lantern. Confound it, what's wrong? The battery burned out? Oh, there. Martha, look!
Stephen.
There on her leg. A deep cut.
Fresh cut. It needs attention.
Martha, it's identical to the injury in my dream.
Oh, Stephen, surely.
It is, Martha.
Oh, she just cut herself yesterday and you didn't know.
No. I always examine the prize stock in their stalls every night. Martha, this animal was in perfect condition when we went to bed.
Oh, but Stephen...
Wait a minute.
What in the world are you doing?
I'm looking through this straw, but... By heavens, look!
A short length of barbed wire.
Bloody barbed wire.
Stephen.
Just like the dream. The very same. There should be something else. Yes, here. Look.
A gun.
Hidden here in the straw. Here where he put it.
Who?
Hank Marsh, of course. Who else?
Oh, no, Stephen.
Yes. And look. There on the top of the feed box. The bottle of disinfectant. Some clean rags.
Oh, but Stephen, you...
Just like the dream. Every bit of it is just like the dream.
But you couldn't have dreamed all that.
The hidden barbed wire. The cut on the cow's leg. The hidden gun, the medicine, all the same.
Stephen.
And this cow. She's the one that almost trampled McHarg to death last fall when his shotgun accidentally went off.
But surely you don't think Henry Marsh planned to kill you.
Yes, he planned it. He worked it out carefully. Very carefully. But now his plan's no good because of that dream.
No, Stephen, he couldn't have.
Yes. And in my dream, I saw how it was all going to work out. I was shown how I could save myself by throwing the disinfectant into his eyes.
I tell you, there's some other explanation.
Then that plane. It did fly over low tonight, you said?
Yes.
Then it must have caught on fire. It must have exploded.
But it couldn't have. I didn't hear a thing except the motors.
You heard me screaming about it in my dream.
Yes, but you...
Well, you must have been so intent upon what I was saying that you didn't hear the noise of the explosion.
Oh, no, that's impossible.
It was over south of the road. Here, give me that lantern.
Stephen, you...
You go back to the house. I'm going to look for that wreckage.
Stephen?
Not a sign of anything out there in the field.
I called the airport. They checked the plane. It passed over Sheldon some time ago. That's miles from here toward New York.
Safe?
Yes.
There couldn't be a mistake?
No. The plane that passed over here while you were dreaming is almost in New York now.
I can't understand it. All the rest of the dream was true. All but the part about the plane.
Oh, just a dream.
The other things. The injury to the cow, the wire, the gun.
Didn't you say you lost your gun several months ago?
Yes, I
well,
did.
You must have dropped it in the straw when you stored it in the barn. It and the wire were thrown into the cow's stall purely by accident.
But the injury.
Stephen, both of us know how easily and mysteriously cows can injure their legs.
And the disinfectant.
Oh, you simply left it in there in the stall and forgot about it.
No, I couldn't have.
Well, are you going to open it, Stephen?
It's unlocked. Come in. Hank.
Golly, I'm glad you're up, Mr. Fuller.
Henry, it's late. You haven't been in your bed tonight.
I forgot to tell you I was going to town. Now, Mr. Fuller, that cow in stall 13, she's cut her leg.
Henry,
Well, I just happened to look at it. Looked in, found the barn door open, and... Why, what's the matter, Mr. Fuller? Say, why do you look at me like that?
Stephen.
You want me to come out to the barn, Hank?
Why, yes. That cow's leg's pretty bad.
A barbed wire cut?
You know about it?
And isn't the wire lying beneath the straw of the stall right now?
Mr. Fuller,
And isn't this the gun you hid under the straw?
how'd you find that?
Oh, Stephen.
So it is true. You planned to kill me.
No.
Planned for the animal to trample me and mutilate me.
No!
Planned to marry Martha and get my
Oh,
farm.
no, Stephen. No, you're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. You planned it together. Only my dreams spoiled your plans. Well, now you can be together.
Stephen, no.
Put that gun down!
Well, I'm going to send you. You can burn together.
No, Stephen, no.
For New York, now leaving at Gate 2. All passengers for New York, Flight 7, all aboard at Gate 2. All aboard at Gate 2. Flight 7, now leaving for New York, all aboard at Gate 2.
All clear. All right, shut the door.
Confound it. 5 minutes late taking off. Why don't they get this thing into the air? I've been hiding all day, waiting for darkness. Waiting here to take this plane to New York. New York. They won't find me there. No. They're not going to find me there. I've been waiting. Waiting. Good. Taking off. Yeah. I'll be in New York soon.
You can unfasten your safety belt now, Mr. Fuller.
Huh? You know me?
Yes. We always have a list of all the passengers. Let's see, you're going to New York.
New York? Yes. Taking a little weekend trip. Just up and left the farm for a weekend. Decided I needed a vacation.
Vacations are good for a person.
Yeah. I decided I needed a little rest. So here I am. Funny thing, I dreamed about this plane last night. Yeah? She always passes over my farm about midnight. Dreamed last night that she was flying exceptionally low. Funny, too, because she generally gained quite a bit of altitude by the time she gets over my place. It was a queer dream. Thought I was standing out back of my house, and she went over just a little before the barn tops, and then she caught on fire and exploded. Exploded right there in midair, right over my farm. I guess we all have funny dreams sometimes. This one was sure real. But look, there's my farm down there now. See? Had a red light put on my windmill so it could be seen at night. And look how close it's seen. How close? Too close. We're flying too low. I said we're flying too low. Look, just above the barn tops, just like the dream. Just like the dream. No, it can't be that. Look out the window. Flames. One of the motors on fire. One of the motors on fire. We're flying too low. Dark fantasy.
You have heard The Edge of the Shadow, tonight's original tale of dark fantasy by Scott Bishop, originating in the studios of WKY. Ben Morris was heard as Stephen Fuller, Eleanor Corrin was Martha Fuller, Muir Height played Hank Marsh, and Georgiana Cook was the stewardess. Next Friday at this time, listen to the 22nd in this series of dark fantasy adventures created for you by Scott Bishop, a weird and pulse-pounding tale of terror. Carrari, which relates how an angered witch doctor of the Ecuador jungle brews a bitter, deadly poison to use against a strange and heartless enemy.
This program came to you from Oklahoma City. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
That's it for this episode of The Horror. I hope you enjoyed it. You can find more from Dark Fantasy, past episodes of this show, and everything else Relic Radio. Thousands of old-time radio episodes available to listen to for free, all at relicradio.com. You can donate through the website if you'd like to help support this and all of the shows. Your support keeps it coming every week. Thanks as always to those who have helped out. Thanks for joining me today. Be back next Saturday with a story from Nightfall on another episode of The Horror.
Strange Tales.
RelicRadio.com presents tales of the strange and bizarre, the weird and the wicked. Stories not necessarily of the supernatural, but of the unnatural. Join us now for Strange Tales, featuring radio drama at its most mysterious and unusual. This is Strange Tales. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me this Sunday. Our story comes from the Sealed Book this week, a mutual series that aired for 26 episodes between March and September of 1945. Our story today comes from July 22nd, 1945. It's titled Welcome Home.
The Sealed Book. Once again, the keeper of the book has opened the ponderous door to the secret vault, wherein is kept the great sealed book, in which is recorded all the secrets and mysteries of mankind through the ages. Here are tales of every kind, tales of murder, of madness, of dark deeds strange and terrible beyond all belief. Keeper of the book, I would know what tale we tell this time. Open the great book and let us read. Slowly, the great book opens. One by one, the keeper of the book turns the pages and stops. The strange and terrible story of a man who returned to his birthplace and found himself treated as though he were truly a ghost. A tale called Welcome Home. Here is the tale, Welcome Home, as it is written on the pages of the sealed book. The story begins deep in the heart and vast, eerie swampland of Louisiana. It is late in the evening and the moon is bright when an automobile containing a man and a woman stops in a weed-grown driveway before a great lonely old mansion, crumbling now into ruins.
Well, Florence, my dear, here we are at our destination. Let me introduce you to Pirate's Rest, my boyhood home.
Leonard, no. This isn't your home, this lonely old place here in the heart of the swamps. Oh, you must be joking.
Of course I'm not joking. This is Pirate's Rest, where my family has lived for 100 years. I'm the last living male Lejean, so Pirate's Rest belongs to me now.
Leonard, it frightens me. That little white building over there through the trees down by the water looks like something in a cemetery.
As a matter of fact, it is. That white building is the family mausoleum.
Oh.
Most of my ancestors are buried there, including my notorious great-grandfather, Paul. He was a pirate, you see. Hence the name Pirate's Rest.
You never told me this before, Leonard.
Well, the truth is, my dear, I left home under a cloud and was forbidden by my father ever to return again, alive. Oh, you'd have enjoyed dear father. He had the odd notion that someday he would be buried alive.
You mean he was crazy?
Not at all. You see, his father, my grandfather, was buried alive.
Oh, Leonard, you're just making this up.
Oh, it's quite true. Grandfather died, or at least everybody thought so, of acute alcoholism. So the family buried him down there in our private burial vault. Next day, my father became worried and opened the coffin. He found that Grandfather had changed his position in it.
Oh, no.
Consequently, my father had an extension telephone installed in the burial vault, just in case the same thing happened again.
A telephone in the burial vault?
Yes, so he could call for help if necessary. You see, he wasn't crazy at all, just logical.
Leonard, you've got to take me away from here at once.
But that's impossible, my dear. Besides, you won't have to meet any of the family, except Aunt Emily.
Is she all right?
Oh, yes, except she thinks she can talk to ghosts. All the others are dead, so come on now. It's time we made our presence known.
Well, all right, Leonard, but I'm not staying 1 minute longer than necessary. You understand?
Of course not. As soon as I've sold the place and raised a little money, we'll be leaving. Well, here we are. I should warn you in advance. Dear Aunt Emily hates me.
Hates you? Why?
Oh, it's a long story.
Who there? What you want?
Why, it's old Martha. Open the door wider, Martha. That's it. We'll come in.
Why, it's Mr. Leonard. Miss Emily, Mr. Leonard, he's come back.
Leonard? Oh, it can't be. Leonard's dead. Last year, Tom said he'd heard Leonard was killed in a hold-up.
I'm happy to say he was wrong. Aunt Emily, let me present Florence, my wife.
How do you do?
Birds of a feather, I see.
What do you mean by that?
Be quiet, Florence.
Well, Leonard, if you are alive as you claim to be, why have you come back to Pirate's Rest?
I've come back to get my inheritance, of course.
So you know your brother Tom is dead, then?
Yes, I know. Every time a Lejean has died, I've known it.
And now they're all dead, you dare show your face again. But you'll get nothing here, you understand? Everything was left to me. Everything.
Indeed? Well, we can discuss that tomorrow. Flo and I have come quite a ways, and we're tired. Will you have Martha show us to a room? And at least make us think we're welcome home?
Coffee, Leonard? Here you are.
You know, Flo, I'm a little disappointed. The house is badly run down. I doubt if I can sell it. But there must be cash around someplace, plenty of it.
Leonard, why does your Aunt Emily hate you so?
Oh, I incurred Emily's hatred when I was 12. That was the day of my grandfather's funeral. The one who was later found to have turned over in his
Oh,
coffin.
Leonard, please.
Emily was the last to leave the vault. For a prank, I closed the door on her. And it was next day before the family found her.
Oh, Leonard, how could you?
During the night, she heard Grandfather calling to her, asking her to let him out. But of course she didn't, since she knew perfectly well he was dead. Her belief that she could talk to ghosts is dated from that night.
Oh, Leonard.
But never mind the past. Suppose we look around the house. It'll give you a chance to see Pirate's Rest by daylight, and we might stumble on the money. And this is the ball. Those chandeliers were imported by my great-grandfather from Italy.
So dusty now. Cobwebs. Carpet stained.
These are the ancestral portraits. Here is Father, the one who so logically had a telephone installed.
I asked you not to talk about it anymore.
Well, that reminds me. Father's safe used to be behind his picture. I wonder if the combination has been changed. If it hasn't, 3, 17, 21.
It's open.
So it is. Let's see what's in here. Lots of papers. But I don't see any cash.
Leonard, why have you opened the safe?
To see what's inside, of course, Aunt Emily.
You won't find anything in it to steal this time, Leonard.
Steal? I hardly think taking one's own property would be stealing.
You have no property, not according to your brother Tom's will.
Oh, yes, his will. I've been meaning to speak about that. Aunt Emily, where have you been all morning?
I've been down to the graveyard, talking to your brother Tom.
Talking to Tom?
Tom's dead, and you know it.
Yes, Leonard, but I can still talk to him. You know, they don't leave right away, and until they go...
Oh, Leonard, make her stop.
Don't pay any attention to her.
I talked to your grandfather while he was waiting, and I talked to your father, too. And today I was talking to Tom. Maybe someday I'll talk to you, Leonard. Then you'll see.
Oh, make her stop.
Aunt Emily, you've talked enough nonsense. I want some straight answers. Here's a very interesting document that says Tom received $300,000 in cash for some property only 6 months ago.
$300,000?
That money is someplace around the house, isn't it, Aunt Emily?
If there's money in this house, Leonard, why don't you look for it? I'm sure if it's here, you're clever enough to smell it out. You always have been.
All right, I will. But if I don't find it, Aunt Emily, then you and I are going to have a little heart-to-heart talk.
And now to continue the story, as it is written in the sealed book. It is evening now. For many hours, Leonard and Florence have been searching the old house. With an axe, Leonard has even ripped open the walls of several rooms, but he has found nothing. During their search, a thunderstorm has sprung up, with pouring rain and crashing thunder, which is making Florence even more nervous.
Oh, Leonard.
Stop jumping every time it thunders. It's just a storm. They come up suddenly down here.
But look out the window. The water in the bayou is rising so fast we'll be flooded.
The bayou overflows a couple of times a year regularly. It's nothing to worry about. The water may cover the low ground where the burial vault is, but that's as far as it ever comes.
Find anything, Leonard?
No, I suppose there's no use chopping any more holes in these walls. They're all too solid to have any hidden openings in them.
And we've searched all the other rooms. Maybe there really isn't any money.
There is, and I know it. We haven't tried the kitchen yet.
Nobody would hide money in a kitchen.
Aunt Emily might. Come on, we'll take a look there. Then if we don't find it, we'll have our little talk with Aunt Emily.
What is it, Leonard? Why are you stopping out here in the hall?
Martha's in the kitchen. She's up to some mischief.
What? She's playing with a little doll. Putting it into a box.
She's up to one of her conjure tricks. But I'll put a stop to them.
Man go into grave. Doll go into
Martha,
coffin.
what do you think you're doing?
Mr. Leonard.
Give me that box.
No, you stay away from me.
Give it to me, I say.
Oh.
There. Now, let's see what you're up to.
Oh, it's a doll. Dressed just like you are.
And it's got adhesive tape over its nose and mouth.
It's supposed to be dead. And the box is supposed to be a coffin.
Well, we'll fix that. There. That takes care of the box and the doll.
You too late, Mr. Leonard. You already start to work. Can't stop it now. Doll go into coffin. Man into me alive.
Oh, be quiet, Martha.
Doll go into coffin.
Stop it, I say.
Is sure to
You can't try any voodoo tricks on me, you hear?
Doll go into coffin.
I said to stop it.
Man no
Stop it, you
one
hear?
can save.
Stop it.
Doll
Stop
go
it.
into coffin.
This will stop you.
Ah!
She's dead. The axe. Oh, you killed her.
I told her to stop. She asked for it.
Leonard, what are we going to do?
Nothing. I'm master here. Nobody's going to tell the police. If Emily tries to...
Emily tries to what, Leonard?
Aunt Emily.
What are you doing here in the kitchen, Leonard? Where's Martha?
Stay away from her.
She's dead, isn't she? Yes, of course she's dead. So you killed her, Leonard.
Yes, Aunt Emily, I killed her.
Leonard, what are you doing?
Just gathering up these towels, Flo, my dear. Now you and I and Aunt Emily are going into the living room. I'm going to tie Aunt Emily to a chair. Then I'm going to persuade her to tell us where that money is hidden. Well, Aunt Emily, I think those towels will hold you nicely. Now, I'll give you one more minute to tell me what I want to know.
I'll tell you where the money is. It's in your coffin.
My coffin?
Out in the burial vault, where no thief could ever find it.
In the burial vault?
Of course. I should have guessed it.
Not in the upper vault, Leonard. Down in the secret lower one, where there still is one empty coffin left. For you.
Oh, no.
$300,000 in my own coffin.
If you're going to get it now, you'd better hurry. The bayou's rising fast. It's already flooding the cemetery.
Yeah, she's right. By morning, all the ground down there will be under 3 feet of water.
Oh, no, Leonard, please. Please, let's wait.
The lower vault isn't waterproof either anymore.
But we can't go out there tonight in this storm.
It's go now or wait for a week. So we're going now. There's a lantern in the kitchen. Come on, Flo. Or would you rather stay here in the house?
Oh, no. I'm coming with you, Leonard. I'm coming with you.
A few minutes later, Leonard and Florence, with a lantern to show the way, stumbled through the darkness toward the old mausoleum, wading through water a foot deep to reach it. Then Leonard unlocked the heavy iron door, and they entered a dim, cold room, heavy with the musty atmosphere of death. Then as Florence held the lantern high, Leonard found a great iron ring in the floor and pulled on it. so that a heavy marble slab slowly rose, revealing a narrow flight of steps leading down into the burial vault beneath. Leonard sent Florence ahead of him down these steps with the lantern, then followed, pausing to lower the marble slab back into place.
Oh, Leonard, there's water down here. It's over my ankles.
It won't hurt you.
Leonard, I'm frightened. Aren't you coming down?
Just as soon as I let the slab down. There. Now, let's find that money.
Leonard, the water's rising. I can feel it.
Wet feet won't hurt us. Just make sure the lantern doesn't get wet.
Oh, please, Leonard, hurry.
All right. Hold the lantern over here so I can see.
All right.
Here we are. Here's great-grandfather Paul's coffin in its niche.
Yes.
And grandfather's. And father's. And Tom's. And here's mine.
Oh.
With my name on the nameplate. Leonard Lejeune. Born May 17th, 1890. Died March 12th, 1930.
Leonard, that's today.
Yes. The last part has been scratched in with a knife. Oh, that's some of Aunt Emily's nonsense. Oh, but it doesn't matter. This is the coffin she said the money was hidden in. I have a screwdriver here. I'll get this lid off. It isn't screwed on.
Oh.
And look! It's here! The money! She was telling the truth.
$300,000.
At least, maybe more. There's a dozen big packages of bills here. Now do you feel better?
Yes, but please let's take it and go. The water's still rising.
All right, I know. Hold the gunny sack open and... What's the matter now?
I think I heard somebody up above us.
Oh, nonsense. You're just imagining things.
No, I heard footsteps and a sliding noise. Maybe it was your Aunt Emily.
She's safely tied up in the house.
Oh, with those towels, she wasn't tied very tight.
Hold that sack open, I tell you.
Oh, all right, Leonard.
6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, that's all of it. Now we can get out of here. You hold the lantern. I'll carry the money and go up first. I'll get the marble slab up. And you can follow me and...
Leonard, what is it?
The slab is stuck.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
Yeah, I'll get it open in a minute. I've got to get my shoulder under it. That's all. Now,
It won't open. Leonard, we're trapped down here. We're trapped. We're never going to get out.
And now to continue the story, as it is written in the sealed book. Having descended into the underground mausoleum, in which the water is rising due to the storm, Flo and Leonard found the old aunt's hidden treasure. But as they tried to get out, They found the great slab that covered the entrance was stuck.
It won't open. We're trapped down here. Oh, Leonard, we're never going to get out.
Be quiet. Put the lantern on the steps and come up here beside me.
All right.
Between us, we can get it open.
All right.
Come on now. There, that's it. Now stand here.
Yeah.
Get your shoulder here beside mine. That's right. Now. Help me lift.
It won't open. It won't open.
It's stuck fast.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Oh, be quiet and let me think.
Oh, she did it, Leonard. Your aunt. She's put something over the slab so we can't get it open.
She couldn't. She was tied up, I tell you.
Oh, she got loose. It's just what she would do. She hates you, Leonard.
The devil. The old she-devil. But I'll beat her. I'll beat her yet. There must be some way out. There must be some way. There must... Yes, that's it. That's it. She didn't think of that.
What, Leonard? What?
My father. I told you he had a mortal fear of being buried alive. So he had a telephone installed here in the burial vault.
Leonard.
A telephone. All connected up and ready to work in case he was buried alive. Now we're buried alive, and we'll use it. We'll use it.
Leonard, will it work?
Of course it'll work. Now, where is it? Let's see. Oh, yes. Here. Here in this niche in the corner. It must be in this watertight box. Come on now. Hold the lantern while I open it.
Yes, Leonard.
There. Look, I was right. A telephone all in working order. Father never thought when he drove me out of the house that someday he'd save my life.
Use it, Leonard. Use it and get us out of here.
Oh, yes. I'll have to call the sheriff in the village. Have him come rescue us. I'll tell him a story, some kind of a story. It won't matter. Hello. Operator. Hello. Operator.
Hello?
Operator, give me the sheriff, quickly.
Oh, thank heavens, it worked.
The sheriff? Why do you want the sheriff? That telephone you're using only connects with the house, Leonard.
Emily.
Of course. How does it feel to be dead, nephew?
Emily, listen to me. I'm not dead, do you hear? And you've got to come let us out of here.
Of course you're dead, Leonard. That's why I had to fix it so you couldn't get out again. Because the dead have to stay where they belong.
Oh, no. Aunt Emily, listen to me. Come let us out of here, and I'll let you keep the money. I won't bother you again. I'll go away. You'll never see me again, only come let us out.
I know it's hard to get used to the idea of being dead, Leonard. Tom found it hard, too. And so did your father. But you'll get used to it. And your wife will get used to it.
No.
And I'll come talk to you, Leonard, every day. Just as I talk to them.
No.
Because now that you're dead, you're both welcome back. And the family's all together again. So, welcome home, Leonard. Welcome home.
No. Aunt Emily.
That is the tale of Leonard and Florence Legend's homecoming, as it is written in the sealed book. The next day, old Emily was found unconscious by neighbors who had no knowledge of Leonard's arrival with his wife. They took Emily to the hospital, where it was several weeks before she could speak coherently. Then they decided to keep her there, to look after her. But the doctors observed that Emily carried on long conversations with a nephew named Leonard and his wife, Florence, whom no one else could see. Since that day, the old Lejeune mansion has crumbled into ruin, and no living soul has ever entered the old mausoleum again. Its secrets are forever hidden from the world, save only here, where they are written down in the sealed book. And now, keeper of the book, before you close the great volume, show us the tale we tell next time. This one. Ah, yes. The story of a strange plot by which a man and a woman schemed to be rid of an individual who stood in the way of their happiness, and of the terrible fate to which their scheme brought them. A tale titled, I'll Die Laughing. Be sure to be with us again next time, when the sound of the great gong heralds another strange and exciting tale from The Sealed Book. The Sealed Book, written by Bob Arthur and David Cogan, is produced and directed by Jock McGregor.
That's the show for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. You can find more from The Sealed Book at relicradio.com, alongside thousands of other old-time radio episodes, all the other podcasts, our Shoutcast stream, and anything else that may be going on. You can donate through the website as well, help make all of this free and coming to you every week, advertising free. My thanks as always to those who have helped out, and thanks for joining me today. I'll be back next Sunday with a story from the creaking door on another episode of Relic Radio's Strange Tales.